Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE here today with the go home shows heading into Money in the Bank. Finally, one more episode of Raw, one more episode of NXT, and one more episode of Smackdown to go until we arrive at Money in the Bank, the first big premium live event of the year. Both the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches. As always, we'll do Raw, then NXT, then Smackdown. And then at the end of the video, linked in the description if you want to skip to it. Also, there'll be a match card video on Thursday. We will go over the matches. And then official match card video Thursday, premium live event of Money in the Bank on Saturday. You know the schedule at this point. Maybe. If you don't, then, I mean, that's what it always is. So, get with it. Anyway, without further ado, let's just get into things as always, kicking off with another episode of Monday Night Raw, which gets underway here, surprisingly topical. Because, you know what, if I'm going to have to write them out, I'll start now. We have just a little pre-recorded, or whatever you want, video of Stephanie McMahon with Triple H, the husband and wife, and Stephanie McMahon confirms that she, at the very least temporarily, will take over as the interim CEO and chairwoman of the WWE. Will Vince come back? We'll have to wait and see on that one, I guess, but at the very least temporarily, Stephanie McMahon is taking over and she is taking charge. And Triple H says that, you know, he has complete faith in Stephanie and he will be there to support her in any way he can. For an 80, good way to start the show. Just get right into that. Just finish that off real quickly. You have to mention it early, don't you? As next up, first match of this evening, Montez Ford comes to ringside to watch the Intercontinental Champion as Akira Tozawa gets a match. Good for him. We do love Akira Tozawa. Taking on Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho and Montez Ford fighting for that Intercontinental title at Money in the Bank. Both going to get a chance tonight to show what they can do. And Jericho gets his chance first as he does beat Akira Tozawa. Hits him with the Judas effect. 70 for the match. 60 Tozawa, 63 Jericho. Tozawa nearly matched Chris Jericho there, which for some of you might be shocking. But if anyone watches Connell on the Path of the Dragon, then it's not. Akira's a beast. Jericho does get the win here though. Montez Ford, you know, a little clap. And then my turn now. Montez Ford getting in the ring, ready to take on Ace Austin. Ace Austin kind of just floating around at the minute since Corbin lost the kingship. Austin looking for something, someone, somewhere. Just going to get a chance to show what he can do though. First of all, against the Intercontinental Champion Montez Ford. As in the end, Montez Ford does pick up the win with a frog splash for a 77. Good match. 63 Austin, 69 Ford. They didn't seem to click, sadly, but still, Montez Ford picks up the win in the battle of the guys wearing glasses in their pictures. And then afterwards, Jericho just gets in the ring, and Ford and Jericho face to face. Montez Ford lifts up that Intercontinental title. Finally, one-on-one, Lashley very much busy. These two getting to go head-to-head for that title. Will Jericho prove he is better and prove that the Intercontinental is his and get it back where it belongs around his waist? Or will Montez Ford get one of the biggest wins of his career and pin Chris Jericho to retain that Intercontinental Championship? A big match at Money in the Bank. 97. Good matches, good post, good start to things. Before we go backstage to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match participants, Shayna Baszler and Mandy Rose. Shayna Baszler talking about how, you know what, maybe she got a bit, what's the word, distracted with this quest for Ronda Rousey. But you know what, before that, she was Women's Universal Champion. She was $1 Million Champion. And now she's going to become Miss Money in the Bank and get a championship back. Which one? She hasn't quite decided yet. Maybe she'll pay Ronda a visit. Maybe get back on SmackDown, get that Women's Universal title back. Or maybe stay here on Raw and get that Women's World title back. Or maybe hell, go back to NXT and get the NXT title back. Either way, she says she is winning Money in the Bank and she is getting championship gold once again. Before Mandy Rose's time, joined by her Toxic Attraction, I was going to say colleagues, but it's not that deep or business-minded, is it? With Gigi Dolan and JC Chain. Mandy Rose saying that it's time for a bit of, what's the word? Style? A bit, oh god, I don't want to jump to, I don't know what the wording to use here, but it's time for the women's division in WWE to get a bit more, the only word I can think of is either attractive or sexy, so you could take your pick there. Mandy Rose saying that it's been brought down so much and maybe it just needs a bit of toxic. And maybe it's her turn and her time to climb that ladder and to win that Money in the Bank briefcase, and for Mandy Rose to finally take her place as a champion in this company once again. Former $1 million champion Mandy Rose, you would be forgiven for forgetting that. She lost it in episode 182. Nice little promos. I got lost in the middle there, but nice little promos. Next, a highly anticipated matchup, as advertised last week, the Raw wrestling debut of Andre Chase taking on Apollo Crews. Crews coming out of Omar and Babatunde, the Nigerian Wrecking Crew. And then Andre Chase coming out with Edris Anafe, who Apollo Crews has been circling with Malik Blade, and of course with Bodie Hayward waving the Chase U flag high and proud. Andre's getting in the ring, throwing up the Chase U, the crowd chanting, "Chase U, Chase U." Andre Chase ready for his Raw debut, ready to teach his kids how it goes. Apollo going for some moves, Andre Chase, wriggling out of them, doing some counters, giving some teachable moments to his students. In the end, though, Apollo Crews does pick out the win, taking out a lot of aggression on Andre Chase. He tries his best, but Apollo Crews, dominates a bit towards the end, hits the spin-out powerbomb, and gets the win for 71. Good match. 75 Apollo, 38 Andre Chase in his debut's good. Apollo Crews does get the victory over Andre Chase, though. Maybe a bit expectedly here, if we're all honest with ourselves. As after the match, Anafe, Blade, and Hayward get in the ring, and they're checking on Andre Chase. Crews getting his arm raised to him, Marcin Babatunde joining him in the ring, as Crews kind of pulls Anafe back, and Anafe going face to face with him. Crews saying, "This is your teacher. This is who you want to train you. This is who you think will take you to the next level. Not me. You saw what I did to him. Make the right choice, Anafe." Anafe getting angry, getting right in Cruz' face here, pushing him a little bit. Marcin Babatunde stepping forward, but Crews telling him to stop. Crews liking this anger. Crews liking this aggression. Malik Blade and Bodie Hayward noticing and going kind of to support their Chase U classmate. Standing either side of Edris Anafe, much like Marcin Babatunde signing either side of Apollo Crews. And amongst this confrontation, no one notices R-Truth sneaking into the ring and covering the completely taken out of it Andre Chase and pinning him for the 1-2-3. R-Truth wins the 24/7 championship back. Andre Chase, no more teachable moments considering Apollo Crews just laid him out. 54 for the post. Things continue to heat up tension-wise between Chase U and the Nigerian Wrecking Crew here for that 54. Good match, good post. I'm happy. I really like booking Andre Chase. As then, we go backstage to a face-to-face segment. The Broserweights, the Raw Tag Champs, and their challengers, Orton and Garza. The Broserweights have a bit more tag history. They've teamed for a lot longer. So they have that maybe more of a natural connection of which to go from. But Orton and Garza, whilst they might not have that, their individual ability, whilst Riddle and Pete Dunne's is as well, Orton and Garza are both former WWE champions. Orton, God knows how many, off the top of my head, I think he's at 14 world titles, I want to say. Garza at the one that he held for about 5 minutes if I'm generous, but still. And I apologise if you can hear an ice cream truck. It is getting warm out at the minute. God. My window's shut. There's nothing more I can do for it if you can hear it, so apologies. Where was I? Orton and Garza. They train. It shows, Orton and Garza talking about their training. They've been training day in and day out. Now, and Orton says he doesn't doubt his training. He's trained some of the best wrestlers on this planet, most recently Chad Gable. And he's helped train them at the very least. And Garza saying that he was already top quality, but training with Orton's just made him feel even more better and even more complete a wrestler. And Riddle says, "That's amazing, bro. Randy, you sound like a great trainer, bro. Maybe, when we get all this championship stuff sorted, you guys and us guys, maybe we go out, maybe we go do some training. Maybe afterwards we unwind a little bit, get a bit, and then kind of stopping him and saying, we're not focusing on that now. We're focusing on this match. Not focusing on after and hanging out. No, the only thing on my mind right now is keeping a hold of this here championship." I felt like it was getting more Irish as I went on than, I want to say Brummy for Pete Dunne. I can hear it, but I couldn't tell you where he's from. 100 for that. Good little segment. I really think this will be a good match. Riddle and Dunn are both putting on incredibly high-rated matches. Orton and Garza are both putting on incredibly high-rated matches. And somehow, at the moment, the Raw Tag Titles is one of my most solid division in terms of match rating. Everyone's just really good in it. Next up, we have a match between Bobby Lashley and MJF. MJF looking to continue building some momentum as he heads towards his Money in the Bank ladder match come Saturday/Sunday at Money in the Bank. There you go. And Bobby Lashley looking to continue building some momentum before his Hardcore Championship match against Damian Priest. There you go. In the end, good matchup. Lashley using his strength, MJF using his brain, his wit, his cunning. In the end, though, Damian Priest does make his return. His music hits. He comes out, which gets Lashley a bit distracted and allows MJF. Nope, there was a segment in between here. It was Kayla Braxton interviews Bliss and Cross. Oh God. Kayla Braxton interviewing Bliss and Cross. They're happy to be reunited, happy to be back together, teaming up later tonight in the main event against Naomi and Nia Jax. 74. Lovely. I literally have a list just on the left here of my screen of the order, and somehow I still mess it up. Anyway, Lashley, MJF, Priest comes out, Lashley distracted, allows MJF to roll him up, pulls the tights a little bit still as well because it's MJF. Referee doesn't see. 1, 2, 3. MJF picks up the win for an 82. MJF keeps up this really great run of form. Still won every single singles match he's been in. Still has not been pinned or submitted as MJF. Has only arrived at WrestleMania, but maybe one of the favourites for a very, very, very stacked Money in the Bank. Whilst, 82 for that, 78 Lashley, 72 MJF. Lashley doing very well as well, I must say. Lashley not happy, and neither's MVP. Damian Priest taunting the pair of them, whilst MJF celebrates in the ring before being turned around and stunned by Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens obviously not happy with MJF cheating to beat him last week, and maybe just wanting to weaken one of his Money in the Bank opponents before the ladder match, just laying out MJF with a big stunner. MJF does a beautiful sell, as you'd expect, and Kevin Owens stands tall for a 100. Building to a lot of things here. That hardcore time match between Priest and Lashley. MJF and Owens have this little thing going themselves before we go to Money in the Bank. And good segment. Very happy. Things moving along very nicely before it's time for, as I said, the main event. It is the Women's World Champion Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, Bliss Cross Applesauce back together, taking on Naomi and Nia Jax here. And in the end, it is Bliss Cross Applesauce in their reunion, picking up the win. Working together, taking out Nia Jax, Naomi out of it. Bliss hits Twisted Bliss on Jax and pins her 1, 2, 3 for an 81. Bliss and Cross get the win. Lovely moment. Back together, get the win. 78 Bliss, 73 Naomi, 65 Nikki, 59 Nia. Very happy. Good match. Good main event. As then finally for the end of the show, of course, how else are we ending it? First of all, we have a video package that plays of the history of the Undisputed Era. It focuses on their arrival when it was just Cole, O'Reilly and Fish attacking Drew McIntyre in NXT. Then Undisputed Era properly forming. The injury coming to Bobby Fish, I want to say it was was it Bobby Fish or Kyle O'Reilly? I can't remember. I want to say NXT TakeOver New Orleans. I want to say that, where Strong turned on Pete Dunne and joined them in the Triple Threat Tag Team match, where Cole did double duty and retained the tag titles and won the North American title. Undisputed Era fully together. The further rise and the eventual reign of the Undisputed Era, first in NXT, when they were covered in gold, and then even furthermore, when they came over, first of all, to SmackDown. Adam Cole, Universal Champion, O'Reilly and Fish, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Moving on to Raw, O'Reilly, US Champion, Cole, WWE Champion. Then some tensions forming. O'Reilly and Cole largely disagreeing. O'Reilly getting his Rumble win, despite Adam Cole, making him number one. O'Reilly did it. And then it shows O'Reilly's decision, obviously, where he decided that at WrestleMania he would fight Adam Cole for the WWE title. And it shows the fights from the Undisputed Era that broke out from it. The Elimination Chamber tag team match between O'Reilly and Fish against Cole and Strong, where Cole and Strong won, I want to say. O'Reilly beating Cole. O'Reilly taking on Fish. Cole interfering. O'Reilly beating Cole again. Strong coming with the Diamond Mine. And then even just these past few weeks, O'Reilly and Fish having their own disagreements and arguments when Fish accidentally got O'Reilly disqualified last week. The Undisputed Era rose, it rained, and now it has collapsed and drowned into the sea, much like the Titanic for a 100. And now we head to, we'll call it the final battle, shall we? Money in the Bank, Fatal 4-Way Elimination Match for the WWE Championship. Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish, special guest referee Triple H, who does reside over this contract signing. Triple H is there. Each man has their own separate table. Triple H is in the middle of the ring. Security, filling the holes, making sure no one's attacking anyone. O'Reilly, Cole, Strong with Bivens and Taz there, and the Creed brothers on the outside, and Fish. And they all get a chance. Triple H implores them even to say their piece. The final battle of the Undisputed Era at Money in the Bank. For 97, they will all get the chance to say their piece. First of all, O'Reilly says, I'm the champion, so I'm going first. And I know that must annoy you, Adam. Both the fact that I'm the champion and the fact that I am above you and I get to go first. But here we are. I sat in your shadow for too damn long. Before NXT, Smackdown, Raw, and I finally took my chance and I finally got this. And would my brothers be proud for me? No. Now, Cole, you turn on me. You hate me. Strong, you blame me. You hate me. And even you, Bobby. Deep down, I know that we're both just angry about other things, but it hurts me, of all people, to be doing this with you. But still, here we are. Money in the Bank. And I have to promise you right here, right now, I don't care how long this goes. How long this match takes. I will not be eliminated. I will not be beaten. I will stand tall come the end of this, still the WWE Champion. And Roddy's saying him to shut up. Saying that he's tired of the woe is me Kyle O'Reilly story. He's tired of Kyle pretending he hasn't been handed stuff his whole damn life. Handed the Undisputed Era when he had to fight his way into it. Handed a spot in the Royal Rumble when he had to fight his way into it. He wasn't even allowed in it. Kyle complaining when Roderick Strong was kept down. Roderick Strong was compressed to the point of bursting. But thank God he did. Burst into the diamond that he is, ready to become WWE Champion. And Adam Cole laughing now. Roderick Strong saying, what is funny? And Adam Cole saying that, Roddy, it is very funny, you with the diamond mind, proving ever more what everyone knows about Roderick Strong. And that is the fact that he cannot survive on his own. That's what you all have in common. Really. None of you can survive on your own without me. Every single time the going gets tough, you guys attach yourself. Kyle's been attaching himself to me longer than I can remember. So is Bobby. And so did you, Roddy. And the second you couldn't attach yourself to me anymore, you had to attach yourself to something else. And hey, I mean, you can call yourself the Diamond Mine. Let's just say if the Undisputed Era was the Titanic in size, you've attached yourself to a little rubber dinghy. But I'm sure that you are very used to little things, Roddy. And Bobby Fish having enough and speaking up. Saying that maybe amongst all this, he's the one who gets forgotten. Maybe Kyle O'Reilly, Royal Rumble winner and WWE Champion. Adam Cole, the so-called leader of the Undisputed Era, multi-time World Champion. Roderick Strong, leader of the Diamond Mine. What about Bobby Fish? He says he's tired of being the fourth member of the Undisputed Era. He was one of the original three. He is one of the best. And he's ready to prove it. And he is ready to take his shot at that WWE title. That's the gist of it. I could go on much longer, but I won't bore you with that. That's the gist of it. All four men saying their piece. This is a heated battle. There's anger and love in this ring between these four former brothers, ready to go to war over the top prize in the entire industry, the WWE Championship, in the main event of Money in the Bank. It doesn't get bigger than this. They all sign their contracts. Triple H signs one himself as the special guest referee for that 97. And all four men are ready for the final battle come Money in the Bank. Beautiful end to the show. Very happy. Overall, this Go Home Instead of Raw gets an 89 overall rating. Very pleased. Really good show. Everything's set. We'll go over the match card at the end, as I've said. But very pleased with everything. And you know what? Some of this won't lead to Money in the Bank, but it's just nice to see Andre Chase as always. I don't know about you guys. Very, very happy. As 1/3 of the way through the episode and one show down, heading into Money in the Bank. 2 more to go, and so let's just continue it, shall we? Without further ado, It's time for the Go Home episode heading into Money in the Bank of NXT. And NXT gets underway with a double contract signing. The Golden Guards, LA Knight, Socrates, Torres, Alfonso Bourbon, and Cameron Grimes make their way out to the ring. First of all, followed by the Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions, the Mysterios, Rey and Dominic, and then the NXT Champion, Chad Gable. And everyone gets a chance to say their piece. The Mysterios going first, Rey and Dominic. Dominic, quite a little bit smug even. He beat Alfonso Bourbon last week, knocked that smile off of their face. And Alfonso laughing and say, well done. The prince of the Mysterio family, Dominic. Well done on beating a man who was injured but a few weeks even ago. But your father, your legendary father, King Mysterio even, as he calls himself. What happened to him? Then Socrates answering, I beat him. 1, 2, 3. Right here. The legendary Rey Mysterio beaten by the Spanish god Socrates Torres. Rey chiming in now, saying that they can talk a lot. He's been around this business for a long time. He's seen people like Spanish Fly. A lot of talk. A lot of talk. But when it comes down to it in the ring, Rey says they can rarely back it up. And they sign their contracts before Chad Gable gets the mic. And Chad Gable says he has fought a long list of people. Even just focusing on this NXT Championship. Karrion Kross, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, the legendary Randy Orton. Gable says a lot of people have stepped up, and a lot of people have gotten beat. And Gable says he doesn't doubt that LA Knight's going to give him the fight of his life out there. But Gable says that he has the heart, and he has determination to win, to come out on top and to keep this NXT Championship when LA Knight laughs. And LA Knight says that NXT Championship needs LA Knight. I mean, just look where we are. Hell, look where we are right now for me, Chad. You know where we are? We're on the Open. That championship should be on the main event. Round your waist, it's opening shows. When LA Knight takes it, it's closing them, baby. Trust me on that. Now you see, Chad, you're a great wrestler. Sure. But I tell you right now, the big boss man, well, the big boss lady upstairs, she's not looking for WWE wrestlers, kid. She's looking for WWE superstars. And there's no bigger superstar on this planet than the $1 million megastar, LA Knight. So I'm going to do Steph a favor in her first week in charge, and I'm going to give NXT a champion it can be proud of. A champion it can look to as the shining superstar above them all. The man they put in the main events. The man they trust to put in the main events. And not just the man they shove into the Open to get him over and done with. For 99, the contracts are signed. The Mysterios versus Spanish Fly for the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles. And Chad Gable versus LA Knight for the NXT Championship. Both at Money in the Bank. Stacked cards, hopefully. A pair of really good matches, especially Chad Gable and LA Knight, both men on really good form. Chad Gable beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania, LA Knight beat John Cena. So, two legendary rivals in their own right, and Cena and Orton, both defeated by Gable and by Knight. Gable and Knight going head to head. Fingers crossed that'll be a banger. I have high hopes. 99, really, really good start to the show. As next up, we have the opening match of this evening. Between Candice LeRae and Jade Cargill, just the two women's Money in the Bank contestants from NXT going head to head here, getting a chance to, get any ring rust or anything out, just to stay fit, stay healthy, stay hot, and be ready for that Money in the Bank match. And in the end, it is a massive win for Jade Cargill, pinning Candice LeRae. Huge victory for Jade Cargill. DFG, destined for greatness, and she does beat Candice LeRae here for a 63. Good match. 62 Candice, 45 Jade. Very happy. Both women ready for that Money in the Bank ladder match. Very much so. Before next up, as said last week, Dakota Kai and Bayley will both be in action tonight. A chance to, much in the same way as with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match contestants, so much in the way of Jericho and Ford on Raw earlier, just a chance to get any ring rust down, to get fully into fighting shape. I'm looking for sharpness. There you go, in-ring sharpness, just to make sure they're fully ready for the best match possible. First of all, it's Dakota Kai, the women's champ, in action against Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez, a big win herself last week against Mickie James, and now the opportunity to potentially get another massive win. Roxanne Perez, a strong start to her career, dealt with Buffer Than Your Boyfriend with Cora Jade. They had their women's tag match with Flair and Lynch at, oh god, what was it? No Mercy, I think. I'm 99% sure. It was Battleground, I think, actually. Yeah, at Battleground. Yeah, okay. At Battleground. They came up short, but put in a really good performance, and now Perez against Kai in the end. Dakota Kai. Nope. I can't believe I forgot this part. It's time for Big Tony's meeting. Oh, this is beautiful. And it says, earlier this week, Tony D'Angelo, arriving at this fancy building, the elevator ding, and he comes out. Tony's there. He's got Otis. He's got Tucker. He's got Happy Holland, such a happy guy, behind him, and Tony walking forward. And there's guards at the door as Dion Wagner walks out. And Don Wagner says, Tony, you're here. No, I'm sorry. I've been giving Don Wagner too much personality. Have you ever heard him, NXT? Let me go again. Tony, you're here. And Tony's like, I'm here. Where is he? Huh? Where's the old man? Huh? Let me in. And Tony and his family go to walk forward. And Don Wagner says, Tony, you have to stop. Okay? He just wants to see you. They have to stay outside. And Tony saying, oh, come on, they're my family. Wagner saying, no, Tony, just you. And Tony saying, okay, you guys wait out here. And Tony going in, the door being shut, and Tony going over, walking down the corridor and walking into the room. Hey. And laying in the bed. Now, I wanted the Godfather of the family. So, first option in my head, WWE has its own Godfather, but, he's usually a pimp, and so jumping from pimp to Italian mob boss might have been too much, as funny as that could be. So I've gone for another option, which strangely has weird actual connections that kind of work in all of this. And so laying in the bed is, okay, go with me here, is Al Pacino. All right. Okay, you're confused. Okay, Al Pacino, but Al Pacino as Michael Corleone from The Godfather. Yes, in a weird canon, whatever. And this weirdly works because Al Pacino, I checked, strange coincidence, had babies with a woman, Beverly D'Angelo, and one of their sons was named Anthony. So weird enough, their son could conceivably be Anthony D'Angelo, aka Tony D'Angelo. So that weirdly works. So it's Al Pacino as Michael Corleone with Al Pacino's son. I'm losing you a bit here. It works in my head. And Tony going over to him. He's saying, Pa, what's the matter? You want to see me? You want to see Tony? What's the matter? And Michael laying in his bed, he's saying, Tony, stay you, Tony, come here. And Tony going over and Michael touching his face saying, that's my boy. And Tony's saying, what's the matter, huh? You got Don Wagner here to come get me, huh? What is it? What you need from Tony? And Michael's saying, Tony, I'm dying, Tony. And Tony's saying, no, Pa, you're not dying. And Michael's saying, Tony, I'm dying. I'm sorry, this is ridiculous. Tony, I'm dying. I need you. And Tony's saying, what you need from me, Pa? What you need from old Tony? And Michael's saying, I need you to take over, Tony. I need someone to take over running this place. And Tony's saying, Pa, okay, I got this. I got my boys, I can take it over. And Michael's saying, it's not enough anymore, Tony. You and your boys, it's not enough. We've been getting weak these few years. The vultures, they're circling. There's only so much I can do, huh? I bring Don Wagner into this. But there's only so much he can do with his family. Tony, I got you a wife. And Tony's saying, Pa, what you mean, Pa? You got me a wife. What you mean, Pa? And Michael's saying, Tony, I got you a wife, huh? You know who? You know that lovely girl, huh? We need her father. We need her family. You marry her, we get her family. We get their men and their resources. No one messes with us. We keep control. And Tony's saying, all right, Pa. Okay. I'll marry her. I'll marry her for you, Pa, huh? We keep the family strong. We keep control, yeah? And Michael's saying, that's my boy. That's a good boy, huh? And now, Tony, you have to do something first. And Tony's saying, what you want me to do, Pa? What you want me to do, huh? And Michael's saying, you need to get a championship, Tony. And Tony's saying, what you mean a championship, Pa? This is so dramatic. This has been going on for like 7 minutes. That's under dramaticism. It's been going on for like 4 or 5 minutes at the very least. So, oh God, let's get through it. And Tony's saying, what do you mean a championship? And Michael's saying, you need a championship, huh? At the moment, you're just my boy, but you get a championship, you're a champion, huh? You show her father, you show his family that you're a champion. You got that championship blood I have in me, that you have my blood. And then he say yes. You say yes to the wedding. You say yes to the marriage, to combining our families, to solidifying our power. And Tony's saying, okay, Pa, okay, I'll get a championship. And Michael's saying, you gotta get it soon, okay? Your wedding, Tony, it's arranged, huh? You need to get the championship to confirm it so we can get the marriage done ASAP, because I ain't got long left, kid. And Tony's saying, okay, Pa, I'll get it. I'll get you the championship ASAP, lickety quick, okay? And Michael's saying, that's a good boy, huh? All right. You go get that championship for me, and we'll finish this, okay? And Tony's saying, okay, Pa, I'll go get it, huh? You know, they say their goodbyes, Tony leaving, committed to going to get that championship for his father, to make him proud, to get the marriage, for a 54. That went on, didn't it? That really did go on. I had to stop myself laughing at points. That was getting a bit ridiculous. Weirdly enough, you'd think these were comedy segments. They kind of are, but at the same time, I'm going to make Tony D'Angelo and his entire mafia the most dramatic part of television for a little bit. That was beautiful. Tony D'Angelo promising his father, the Godfather, Michael Corleone, his old man, that he's going to get a championship to prove that he's championship material, so he can confirm his wedding to the rival family's daughter, and they can solidify their houses to solidify the power of this family. Beautiful. Beautiful. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Next up, just getting away from me a bit. What do? We have the Dakota Kai Roxanne Perez match. I've already fully introed it. You've probably forgot. Dakota Kai Women's Champ. Roxanne Perez, big win against Mickie James. Doing very well since she debuted. In the end, though, Dakota Kai does pick up the win. I feel like I rushed through that. I did most of the intro already, and I've just done about 4 minutes of GCSE drama right there. So Dakota Kai does get the win with the GTK. Roxanne Perez, once again, putting on a very strong display, but coming up just short. But Roxanne Perez proving more and more that she can hang with these big superstars. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Mickie James, Dakota Kai. Shout out Roxanne Perez, the prodigy. 64 for the match. 72 Dakota Kai, 46 Roxanne Perez. Lack of psychology, we move. Still a good match. I'm still happy. Then we go to an interview. Kayla Braxton interviewing Johnny Gargano and Trey Griffin. There we go. I keep writing Miguel in my notes. It's Trey Griffin. Should I just change his name to Miguel? I've stuck it at Griffin. We're going to move forward with that. I'll remember it, I promise. I got it right then. Gargano and Griffin say they're both ready. You know, Gargano face-to-face with Legado last week. They start to circle. Griffin coming out. Griffin says he's been dealing with Legado for a while, since WrestleMania, before WrestleMania even, Andrade, and now Humberto and Santos Escobar want to step up. He's ready to go. Gargano says he has dealt with Andrade specifically for a very, very long time. A lot of history there. But Gargano saying that, you know, he thanks Miguel for this. Griffin, Jesus Christ, for the support. I've probably done that in previous episodes. If I have, ignore it. Gargano thanking Griffin for the support and saying he's looking forward to teaming him later. Main event, Andrade and Santos Escobar is going to be of him and Humberto Carrillo against Johnny Gargano and Trey Griffin. Trey Griffin and Santos Escobar specifically getting some warm-up for their triple threat match at Money in the Bank, and Gargano and Andrade both in Money in the Bank, getting to reunite their old feud and both get a bit ready for Money in the Bank as well. When, you know, their interview is interrupted by Corbin kind of slouching in, you know, his shirt even more messed up now, more stains. And Corbin just, you know, kind of shaking a tin can saying, you got any change? I just need some change for the bus. Is Money in the Bank. I really need to get. I really want to get there. So if I could just have some change, please. And Gargano and Griffin looking at Corbin, looking at his tin can of change, you know, with just a few nickels and dimes in it, looking at each other, you know, a bit, you know, it's a bit awkward situation. And they're both kind of patting their pockets, but they're wearing their wrestling gears. They don't really have their wallets on them, saying, "Oh, sorry, we're just gonna." And Corbin just left standing there for a 77. Very sad. Oh, Corbin. Oh, that's lighting things up a bit from the dramaticness of me starting the Godfather in this TEW save, hasn't it? Next up, Bayley in action. Dakota Kai was just next, and now Bayley taking on Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton, a bit up and down herself, putting in good performances, coming up short. She won last week, but the new boyfriend beat the Black Hot World Tank Express. Having injured them the week before. Black Hot World Tank Express still a bit beat up, allowing Stratton to pick up the win then. But here, Bayley does come out on top. Persia Prosser at ringside tries to get involved a little bit. When Welcome to the Ball Pit, Indian Shotzi come down on their tank. Persia going up the ramp. They shoot a t-shirt or whatever through the tank's cannon at Persia, taking her down. Tiffany distracted, turns around, Bayley to belly. 1, 2, 3. Bayley gets the win. She doesn't need a distraction to get the win, but just continuing this Black Heart World Tank Express, buffing your boyfriend thing. For a 66, another good match. 74 Bayley, 31 Tiffany. I'm happy. As afterwards, Tiffany and Persia, very much not happy. Black Heart World Tank Express taunting them, but in the ring, the main focus, Bayley and Dakota Kai. Face to face, staring down. Hopefully a really good match. A match both women want. So hopefully a match will be really, really good when they do come head to head here. 66. Good post, good match, good everything. Very happy. As then, next up, Kayla Braxton now interviewing Legado. And Legado ready for Money in the Bank. Andrade ready to climb that ladder, bring down that Money in the Bank briefcase, and solidify his next step as a world champion at last. And Humberto and Carrillo and Santos Escobar saying that they're ready. They're going to, work together, take out Trey Griffin, and then they've agreed to let the best man win and be the Cruiserweight champion. Good segment. Corbin also walks into this one with his tin can. Any change? Ding, 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 ding. Anyone got any change for the bus? They do not. They walk out a lot less nicely, shall we say, than Gargano and Griffin. Zelina especially just laughing at Corbin as they walk away for a 70. Oh, bum-ass Corbin. We all do love him, don't we? 70 for that. Very good. Next up, it is destined for greatness as Eli Cassidy taking on Isaiah Swerve Scott. Isaiah Swerve Scott lost to Carmelo Hayes a few weeks back, but he's got his match Carmelo Hayes at Money in the Bank. He wants to pick up momentum himself, taking on Eli Cassidy of Destined for Greatness. Carmelo Hayes at ringside. In the end, Isaiah Swerve Scott does pick up the win with a swerve stomp for a 78. Good match. Yeah, not much to say. Isaiah Cassidy does get a win. Gets to pick up a bit of momentum. Everyone's happy for a 78. 69 Eli, 81 Isaiah. Good. After the match, Hayes gets in the ring. Just Hayes. Anthony Ogogo to help Eli Cassidy out and check on him. As Hayes gets in the ring, Swerve's in NXT North American title. And Swerve raises it up as Hayes and him stare down over that belt. When out of nowhere, crowbar. Tony D'Angelo, out of nowhere, runs through the crowd. Crowbar to the back of Isaiah Swerve Scott, who drops down. And then, Carmelo Hayes in shock as Tony quickly gets a crowbar to him right in the face, taking him down. Destined for Greatness, swarming into the ring as quickly as possible. Tony quickly out of the ring, up the ramp, where Otis, Tucker, and Harland have appeared. Tony very much getting behind them as quickly as possible. Anthony Ogogo beginning towards him when he stopped, by Eli Cassidy and Trick Williams and such, because Anthony Ogogo, you are strong, but it is not worth it to try and mess with those guys. Tony just laughing about it, saying, I won that championship, huh? Big Tony, I won that championship, huh? For an 80. The Godfather told Tony to get him a championship, and Tony's wasted no time in approaching that one, has he? Going right for Swerve and Hayes here. Then what is it? It's the main event, actually. It's Legado, Andrade, and Santos Escobar taking on Johnny Gargano and Trey Griffin. And in the end, your winners after just an all-out match. All four men giving everything they've got in this tag match, wanting to showcase their ability, wanting to come out on top. It is the team of Johnny Gargano and Trey Griffin who get the win. Gargano forcing Santos Escobar to tap out the Crosstown Crab for a 95. Incredible match, exactly what you're going to get, especially when you put Andrade and Johnny Gargano in the ring together, both in-game and real life. We've seen what they can do. They're wizards. 95 Gargano, 94 Andrade, 70 Trey Griffin, 68 Escobar. Very, very happy as Gargano and Griffin get their arm raised and get to celebrate. Griffin lifting up that cruiserweight title and Gargano pointing to that Money in the Bank briefcase, whilst Andrade, Escobar, Carrillo, Zelina Vega, whilst Legado fully can just all but just stay on the ramp, not happy, just anger at this image of Gargano and Griffin victorious, standing tall over them for a 92. Really good main event, really good post, a very good show. This is probably going to be the longest part of the episode because I did go a bit GCSE drama with Tony D'Angelo, but personally I thought it was very good. So if you don't like the Tony D'Angelo television drama that I've started in this series, I apologise, I guess. He's gone right for the title, and if he gets it, he's got a wedding coming up, so you should probably get used to it. And 94, increased up in 3 regions, love it. Oh, I'm having a lot of fun booking this series at the moment. Thanks to these new NXT 2.0 guys, and thanks to the supporting the series. I'll say that here. I'm enjoying this. I hope you all are too. As Raw down, NXT down, most away through this episode probably. I can't imagine the next one's going to be as long as this one, but we'll find out because it's time for the final part of this episode. Of course, it's time for the go home edition of Smackdown. And Smackdown gets underway with that segment again, with everyone on top of the ladders who's in Money in the Bank. Last week we had it with the women's Money in the Bank, and now with all the men's qualified, doing it on the final show before Money in the Bank here on Smackdown. So everyone's on top of their ladders: Kevin Owens, MJF, Andrade, Johnny Gargano, AJ Styles, and Seth Rollins. And they will get a chance to say their piece. MJF saying he will go first. He calls himself the fastest rising star in WWE history, the inevitable MJF. And MJF says that him becoming WWE champion is inevitable. That's just a fact that we all have to accept. But now, how fast that happens, he promises, is inevitable as well. So he says that good old MJF, he's a man of his word. So you can trust him when he says this right now. Come Money in the Bank, he is going to climb a ladder just like this. He's going to pull down that briefcase. And he is going to use it. And he will break Brock's record. Brock Lesnar's record, 112 to 120, somewhere in their days, from his debut to his WWE title. MJF says he debuted in this company 3 months ago. About 90 days ago, just under, at this point. And he promises that he will win this Money in the Bank ladder match. He will cash in that briefcase, just like that. And he will become WWE history as the fastest rising superstar, official, confirmed, undisputed WWE champion like that. And Kevin Owens tells him to shut the hell up, okay? I am sick and tired of you, okay? This is my moment. I deserve it, okay? The blood I've put into this company, the years of pain and torment and hurt, even just last year, I spent months on the sidelines for this company. This is my moment, okay? Mine. To climb that ladder and become world champion again. And Andrade says that the only one deserving of anything here is him. He says for so long he's been WWE's greatest treasure, but also their greatest secret. Shoved away in the cruiserweight division. And okay, he'll take the cruiserweight division, he'll elevate it to a whole nother level, a whole nother standard in this business. But now he's done that. And now it's his turn and his time to be a world champion. Then Gargano piping in, saying he's tired of Andrade always trying to take over. Andrade and Legado. Gargano acknowledges, all of you, Owens, MJF, Andrade, Styles, Rollins, you're all great, all amazing. But none of you have the heart that I do. None of you have my heart. And I am going to give everything I've got. And I'm not going to stop till I've climbed this ladder. Even if I have to drag my body up it myself and pull that briefcase down. And AJ says he appreciates Johnny's heart. Johnny is an amazing competitor. But AJ's got heart in spades, and he's also got that farmer's strength. AJ says, hell, I've been in matches like this. I've been in ultimate matches where I got to show off my X Factor. Matches where I reached a whole new elevation in quality. Money in the Bank, that's just another Friday night to AJ Styles. Seth laughing. He says, AJ, you say you've been in matches like this, but I've been in matches. This match, Money in the Bank. Let's all wind our minds back to 2014, shall we? Where are we at? Kevin Owens, nowhere. MJF, no one even knows who you are. Andrade, nowhere. Johnny, nowhere. AJ, nowhere. Seth freaking Rollins is in this ring, climbing this ladder and pulling down the Money in the Bank briefcase. Let's go forward. 2015, WrestleMania 31, Heist of the Century, they call it, where I ran down to that ring and I beat Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Kevin Owens, nowhere. MJF, no one. Andrade, nowhere. Johnny, nowhere. AJ, nowhere. You see, whilst you guys have been coasting after arriving late, I've been carrying this company on my back for years. And now I'm ready to take it off my back, put it down, and take what's mine. Because this company doesn't move forward without Seth freaking Rollins on top anymore. And AJ and Seth getting into it. They've been going at it for a while. It kind of started back in May, even. Seth was looking for his match with Keith Lee, found opposition in AJ Styles. They went head-to-head once, I think. Seth won, and they've kept it up. AJ helping Zack Ryder, beating him and Ryder beating Rollins and Woods last week in a tag match. And they just continued his arguments. Later tonight, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins. This is a stacked night of action, I promise you. There are 4 matches. They are all absolute blockbuster. Could all absolutely be the main event. A lot to get into. 100 for that. Good segment, good promo. That went on a bit. I think it still probably clocks in at less time than Tony D'Angelo's stuff earlier, though, obviously. Before we kick off things, speaking of blockbuster, with a match, we've got the Universal Championship Fatal 4-Way contestants are in action tonight. First of all, we have Roman Reigns versus Thaddeus Bullard, the Tribal Chief versus the head of the former Bullard brand, Big Bad Thad versus the Big Bad Dog. Roman Reigns and Bullard, Solo Sikoa accompanying Roman to the ring. Jey Uso not here, still recovering a bit from his punishment last week, shall we say. And Roman go at it. Just two alphas, Roman and Bullard just going at it here in this ring. In the end, Bullard goes for the Bullard boot on Roman, but Roman manages to duck underneath his foot, run, rebound against the rope, and then full force into Bullard with a spear to take him down. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns. A big upset victory here, obviously, for him against Thaddeus Bullard. 83 for the match. Pretty good. 92 Roman on great form. 67 Bullard. Oh, he's slowing down a bit, mate. It's sad to see. But we still love you, Big Bad Thad. Roman does get the win here. And builds a bit of momentum himself heading into that Fatal 4-Way match. As then, we just have some little promos. The 3 women in the triple threat match for the $1 million title. Each get a chance to say their piece. Deonna Purrazzo ready to reclaim what is hers, put in a virtuoso performance worthy of her name, and get that $1 million title back. Liv Morgan, knowing that maybe she's the underdog against Bianca and Deonna, but she's had the odds against her before and come out on top and come out stronger. And Liv Morgan says that she's ready to be a champion in her own right. She's been a women's tag team champion before, but she's ready to finally be a champion in her own right. Not the champion is so-and-so and Liv Morgan. Simply, the champion is Liv Morgan. And Bianca Belair says Morgan, Purrazzo, they're both good, but Belair says she's better. She's the EST of WWE for a reason. And she is going to beat Morgan and beat Purrazzo and continue to show that. 82, good segment, hopefully a good match between those 3 in the triple threat. As then we go to Kayla Braxton interviewing the United States champion Xavier Woods. And Woods is angry, to put it mildly, about Zack Ryder one-upping him last week. Ryder hitting him with the Famouser, the Rough Rider, I've just remembered its name, and him losing the tag match to AJ and Ryder. And Woods says that, he promises even, he's Xavier Woods. He's going to destroy Zack Ryder. Come Money in the Bank. Woo, woo, woo. You know it. 92. Good segment. Xavier Woods. Everyone's on great form. I really do keep saying that. Next up, another match that could easily main event. One half of the Women's Tag Team Champions Becky Lynch versus the other half of the Women's Tag Team Champion Charlotte Flair. Both women in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match come Money in the Bank, and giving them a chance to build some momentum. We had Jade Cargill versus Candice LeRae on NXT. We're going to have SmackDown's contestants here against each other. Lynch and Flair, the Women's Tag Champs, giving everything they've got against each other. They both want to win. They both want to get that final bit of momentum before Money in the Bank. In the end, though, it is Becky Lynch rolling up Charlotte Flair for the 1, 2, 3, 85 even. Good match. 87 Becky Lynch, 79 Charlotte Flair. Good work. Good job. Becky Lynch does come out on top, though. After the match, Becky gets the women's tag titles and puts her hand down to help Charlotte up. Charlotte ignoring her, getting herself up. Becky handing her women's tag title and Becky holding her hand out for Charlotte to shake it. And Charlotte clearly annoyed, but eventually, begrudgingly even, does shake the hand. Charlotte, she's been a bit, these past weeks, she has been a bit, maybe not enjoying sharing that spotlight so much with Becky. You know how these two can be. 100. Good match, good post. Happy. Then we go to a promo starring everyone's favourite guys, Control. Joe Gacy, Braun Strowman, EC3, Steve Cutler, and Wesley Blake. And Joe Gacy says that they're finally ready to take control of the Smackdown Tag Team Championships come Money in the Bank. Bronson Reed and Samoa Joe, you stood in the way of my message, and that couldn't be allowed to stand. And so come Money in the Bank, you will not be standing, you will be laying. And we will take those titles and lead SmackDown's tag team division into a better, brighter, more peaceful future. Verse 60. It's a good little segment. Tag match. Come Money in the Bank. Joe Gacy and Braun Strowman of Control against Reed and Joe, the champions. Who will come out on top? Wait and see. As then it is the earlier announced match, which I think will probably, just because of who's in it, steal the whole show. AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. It's been really has been building up and bubbling between these two guys. Both want to come out on top. AJ Styles, Seth Rollins. In the end, your winner is Seth Rollins. Seth getting the win over his rival here. 98, incredible. 93 AJ, 93 Seth. Both men putting in equal work for an incredible matchup. They're just both really good, aren't they? Seth does get the win though. You know, kicking AJ out of the ring, getting a ladder, setting up his ladder. They're getting to climb up it. And now Nowhere runs in. Andrade pulls him down. The two brawling it out. Seth goes for a super kick on Andrade. Andrade ducking underneath, tossing Seth out the ring. Andrade taunting a bit, turning around into a super kick from Johnny Gargano. Andrade down as Gargano looks towards the ladder when he's turned around into a stunner from Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens laughing. It's his moment. This is my moment. As he begins to climb the ladder himself. Gets towards the top when out of nowhere, MJF on the mat into the ring. Owens shaking his head as MJF begins to slowly shake the ladder or pushing over MJF. Kevin Owens going down, bouncing against the rope, going out of the ring. Everyone out of the ring as MJF climbs the ladder and pulls down the Money in the Bank briefcase. A nice little fun brawl just to end the men's Money in the Bank build-up with MJF, the inevitable MJF, standing tall at the end there. Everyone else can but look on from the outside as MJF taunts, holding that Money in the Bank briefcase at the top of the ladder. A preview for what's to come in the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I'll have to wait and see. Let me know in the comments down below. Who do you think is going to win the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches? MJF's got the briefcase right now. Do you think he'll win it? I'll have to wait and see. 100. Good post. Amazing match. I don't think the main event will top it, but hopefully the main event will be really good. Before we get there, we just have Ronda Rousey, interviewed by Kayla Braxton. Ronda says she enjoyed showing Sonya up last week and watching Tay Conti lose. Always nice for No Mercy to lose. They must be used to it though. But she says she looks forward to showing Sonya up again come Money in the Bank when she beats her and keeps this Women's Universal title. 88. Good little promo. Before it's time, at last, for the main event of this evening, the Universal Heavyweight Champion of the World, Keith Lee, versus John Cena. One-on-one. I don't think they've ever gone one-on-one. They've had a sort of one-on-one confrontation in the Elimination Chamber match. They were the final two. But, I mean, they both had to go through a lot of other people to become the final two. So, I don't know if that really counts. They weren't, like, you know, fully healthy or anything. But full health, full fitness, John Cena, Keith Lee, one-on-one main event of SmackDown. Roman Reigns won earlier tonight. John Cena and Keith Lee going to battle. Cena pulling out all the stops. Hits another Avalanche AA. Keith Lee kicking out. Goes for another one, and Keith Lee fighting back, hitting a Big Bang Catastrophe on the top rope. John Cena kicking out. Both men giving everything they've got to get that last bit of momentum, to get the win here tonight. In the end, your winner of this dream match between John Cena and Keith Lee is Keith Lee. In the end, John Cena doing the good old 5 moves of doom. The shoulder barge, lifts Keith Lee out, plants him down, goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle, rebounds off the rope. Keith Lee managing to quickly get up to his feet, lifts Cena up, Spirit Bomb, lifts him up again, second Spirit Bomb. 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee beats John Cena for a 93. Not as good as Seth AJ, but still a really good match. 85 Cena, 95 Keith Lee. Both done really well. Good match. Keith Lee gets to win after match. He helps Cena to his feet. And Cena shakes his hand and raises his arm. Cena won't want to see Keith Lee get his arm raised the Money in the Bank, but he's doing it here tonight just to show respect from the legend to Keith Lee. A lovely moment. Keith Lee raising the title. John Cena clapping him, turning around into a spear. John Cena planted out by Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns stands back up, stands tall, Keith Lee turning to him. And these two alphas, it's a match of 4 alphas really, but 2 of these alphas, Keith Lee and Roman Reigns, face to face, head to head. Oh, 100. Beautiful. Incredible. What a show. Stacked show. Incredible matches. Overall rating of 96. Lovely. Those 4 matches really could main event any show. A lot of good stuff in between. The build up to Money in the Bank is done though. Good shows. What did you think? You looking forward to Money in the Bank? If you're wondering what matches there are, let's go over the match card for you right now, shall we? First off, we have from Raw for the Intercontinental Championship, Montez Ford versus Chris Jericho. They went head-to-head one-on-one at Vengeance, interference from Bobby Lashley, triple threat at Battleground. Montez Ford won, pinning Bobby Lashley, but now Montez Ford and Chris Jericho face-to-face. Can Montez Ford continue his reign as Intercontinental Champion and get a massive win in the Progress against a legend like Chris Jericho? Or will Chris Jericho come out on top and get his championship back, as he says it? For the SmackDown Tag titles, Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe take on Control's Joe Gacy and Braun Strowman. Gacy and Strowman looking to spread Gacy's message of peace over the SmackDown Tag division, but can Reed and Joe triumph as they have so many times already with those SmackDown Tag Gold. The $1 Million titles on the line from SmackDown as well. Bianca Belair defending against Deonna Purrazzo and Liv Morgan in a triple threat match. Can Deonna get her gold back? She lost at WrestleMania. Can Liv Morgan win her first singles title in the WWE? Or will Bianca Belair keep a hold of her gold another day? Speaking of triple threat matches, we have one over on NXT as well. For the NXT North American title, Isaiah Swerve Scott defends against Carmelo Hayes and Tony D'Angelo. Following Tony D'Angelo's attack this past week on NXT, Scott and Hayes both wanted him added. They both want their shot at revenge. Can Tony get the belt for his father to prove his championship spirit? Can Hayes regain his gold, or will Scott reign supreme once again? We'll have to wait and see. Hardcore Championship on the line from Raw as Damian Priest goes head-to-head with the almighty Bobby Lashley. Lashley looking to get some gold around his waist, and Priest looking to exhume some demons from Lashley, my mistake, costing him his spot in Money in the Bank. Who will come out on top in that hardcore match? The NXT Women's title is on the line in an absolute dream match as Bayley challenges the champion Dakota Kai. Both women wanted this match finally happening. Who will come out on top when WWE's Women's Gold is on the line? Oh, that's going to be good. And speaking of matches that are bound to be good, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Kevin Owens, MJF, Andrade, Johnny Gargano, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins. 6 incredible competitors. One of the strongest Money in the Bank ladder matches of all time, I feel comfortable saying. And any of these men could win. Who will come out on top, though, with the Money in the Bank briefcase and that guaranteed world title shot on the line? And also, of course, 1 or 2 world title Fatal 4-Way matches on SmackDown. Keith Lee, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Thaddeus Bullard. Fatal 4-Way for the Universal Championship. All 4 men want that gold. Cena wants 17. Roman Reigns wants the title that goes along with being the tribal chief. Bullard wants his gold back to prove that he's still Big Bad Thad, and Keith Lee wants to keep his reign as the limitless Universal Champion. Only one man can triumph. Who will it be? Oh, Money in the Bank. That's just half the matches, though. We've still got so many more to go. We've got the women's Money in the Bank. Mandy Rose, Shayna Baszler, Jade Cargill, Candice LeRae, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair. 6 incredible superstars all looking to climb that ladder and to pull down that briefcase and to get one step closer to a women's world title they're choosing. NXT, Women's Universal, Women's World, any of them. Cruiserweight tag title on the line when the Mysterios defend against Spanish Fly, Socrates Torres and Alfonso Bourbon, forced to vacate their SmackDown tag team titles at the end of last year after Alfonso Bourbon got injured, but he's back now and they want some tag gold once again, this time the Cruiserweight. Who will come out on top? Them or the father and son duo of the Mysterios. The US titles on the line. Xavier Woods takes on Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder making a triumphant return, much to the chagrin of Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods wanting to prove he is the biggest, he's got the biggest brain, biggest muscles, biggest internet personality. Can he do so against Zack Ryder? Or will Zack Ryder, woo, you know it, triumph? Women's world title up for grabs. Alexa Bliss looking to defend her newly acquired gold against Naomi. Naomi thinks the title should have just been handed to her, but Little Miss Bliss did triumph in that triple threat at Battleground. But who will triumph one-on-one between Alexa Bliss and Naomi? The NXT Championship's on the line. Chad Gable's had a hell of a run with that since he beat Karrion Kross at Survivor Series, including beating Randy Orton at WrestleMania. But LA Knight, the $1 Million Megastar, beat John Cena at WrestleMania, and he wants his first championship here in the WWE. Can he get it at Money in the Bank? The Raw Tag Titles on the line. The Broserweights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, defending against the third-generation team of Randy Orton and Angel Garza. Garza and Orton maybe don't have that tag chemistry and history of the Broserweights, but damn it, they're both really, really good. I think that could easily be match of the weekend, honestly. The Cruiserweight title on the line. Trey Griffin defending against Humberto Carrillo and Santos Escobar, both members of Legado, looking to win some singles gold, and Trey Griffin looking to beat Legado like he loves doing so much and keep a hold of his championship. The Women's Universal title is on the line as Ronda Rousey goes head-to-head with Sonya Deville. Ronda Rousey's dealt with Shayna Baszler and got rid of her for good from Smackdown. And now Sonya Deville of No Mercy stepping up for some revenge for her boss, I suppose, or mentor, whatever you want to say. Can Ronda beat another No Mercy member? Or is Sonya going to do what Shayna could not? And finally, the main event of Money in the Bank overall. It's a 2-night event, but the overall main event of Money in the Bank will be for the WWE Championship. Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong, the Undisputed Era going to Raw in an elimination fatal 4-way match with the special guest referee of Triple H. He was there when the Undisputed Era was born. He'll be there when it finally dies. Who will triumph in the end? O'Reilly, Cole, Fish, Strong. Who will do it? We will have to wait and see. 2 absolute stacked nights of action. It's going to be. I cannot wait. I hope you cannot wait. What match are you most looking forward to? Who do you think will triumph in the Money in the Banks? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, match card video on Thursday and then the premium live event special on Saturday. Very exciting. I can't wait to bring those to you. That is it for today, though. Really hope you enjoyed. Like I said, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought, what you hope's going to happen at Money in the Bank. Who do you want to win? What do you think of the card? Let me know. Also, while you're down there, why don't you leave a like and subscribe for more? And as always, I just want to say thank you for watching.